A much-needed, dominant performance for Ten Hag's men last night. We smashed Barnsley 7-0. Massive relief, Angelina. That's exactly what we needed to see. You know what I mean? 26 shots on goal. Actually, you're the stats man.
No, listen, you take it away. You're right.
26 shots on goal, 7 goals, 13 on target, braces or galore, nearly hat-tricks.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah, that's what we want. I don't want to be too negative, but I feel like I'm going to end up sounding negative. Yeah. Great win. Brilliant win. But for me, why was that team so strong and why was that bench so strong? For me personally, I thought it was absolutely ridiculous that Bruno Fernandes was getting minutes who does not need minutes.
Yeah.
For me, the result is brilliant, but it was kind of concerning for me that if Erik Ten Hag did not believe in that starting 11 so much that he needed Bruno and co as backup on the bench, then we shouldn't even have those players full stop.
But he made 9 changes, I think. And he came on late in the game. What could our team possibly be? Because when you look at the rest of the...
Bring in some youth. If you don't think...
Toby Collier was in there?
And he was playing at left-back.
Yeah.
What about Harry Amas? You look at some of the names that Manchester United have got. Even people like... Listen, I'm not saying field an 11 of kids, but, you've got people like Ethan Wheatley, you've got even... I'd take a bit of nepotism. Have Jack Fletcher, Darren Fletcher's son. He's up for Premier League 2 Player of the Month.
Scored a goal against... 2 great goals against him in the EFL Cup as well.
You look at people like Ethan Ennis as well. I just think that there are quite a few players that I would have liked to have seen. For me, it just felt a little bit... I understand that there's a lot riding on this game. I understand that Ten Hag is under a lot of pressure. I understand that cups mean a lot to Erik Ten Hag. We've definitely got that from him. But for me, I just would have liked to have seen it be mixed up a little bit. And I was very, very, very surprised at that bench that there were not some younger players.
We won 7-0, mate.
Wow.
No injuries. Got the players off that we wanted. Got the players on. Ugarte minutes in the tank. Collier, brilliant.
Why did he
Rashford
not play the full game? He played 169 minutes for Uruguay. So why couldn't he have done a 90 minutes?
Isn't that why, though? Gets 15 minutes against Southampton, 60 minutes, last night, ready to go again against Palace and probably play 90.
Did Dalot need the minutes? Did Casemiro need
Didn't
it?
have no other right-backs. No one else.
There were younger players that we could have played.
Oh, Angelina's on it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm being... Maybe I'm being a little bit over the top. I don't know. But for me, it's a great result, but I just was confused as to why it was so strong.
I've got to say, I'll be real with you, Flex. I enjoyed it. I almost feel shameless now after what you said. But
Sorry, guys.
I enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I mean, he took the handbrake off, and I think it's exactly what we needed. We're letting other fan bases creep into our mentality as well. Like the fear of being a meme at the moment. Like to say, we beat Barnsley 7-0, but it's only Barnsley. We don't need to caveat that, I don't think. We won 7-0. It was a complete performance. Yeah. Let's just enjoy it and move on. We've got a lot of confidence to take from that as well. There's a lot of confidence-based players in that squad, and they'll take that onto the next game. So for me, I feel shameless now. I feel shameless, but I enjoyed it, Flex.
It was good. Crookie, 7 goals is fantastic. Goals for Anthony, Eriksson, Rashford, Garnacho. Was last night a clear indication that, the players are chomping at the bit and Erik Ten Hag wants to take this competition seriously as well?
Yeah, I couldn't disagree more with what Angelina has said. Second biggest victory since Sir Alex Ferguson left the football club. A couple of confidence-boosting goals for Rashford, for Garnacho as well, who obviously has been in and out of the Premier League lineup. Christian Eriksen getting a couple of goals to bolster his confidence. Ugarte playing an hour. He's going to start against Crystal Palace almost certainly. And from what I understand, Bruno Fernandes was chirping away in the ear of Ten Hag, saying that he wanted to get on the pitch and be a part of it. So I think all the pain and misery that we've had over the last decade, if you're going to complain about a 7-0 win, I think we're in trouble.
Angelina, I'm not going to lie.
I get it. I totally get it.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you've gone down that route. I am. I get what you mean about a few minutes here and there, like more kids to play. Yeah. I get that. Ten Hag has said recently as well that the players have to earn the right. How do we not know that, in training, or is Amas quite there yet? Is Wheatley, is he happy with what he's doing in training? He speaks very big about, I'm not just going to hand kids minutes because they're kids and, it's not an automatic right to get the minutes. He's very big on that.
Yeah.
And I think maybe it could have been a case of that. We're not really sure how these guys are training, how they're looking. Are they
Well,
looking
some of
a bit
these
off
kids, I understand it's Premier League 2 or under-18s, but some of these kids have actually scored more goals than some of those players that were on the pitch. I just think Erik ten Hag is known for bringing youth through. And what kind of message does that send to those kids? Because to be completely honest, this is probably, no disrespect to Barnsley, but it's probably kind of the lower end of the kind of teams that we'll face, if that makes sense. So that was the perfect game to maybe give a few of the kids a bit of a run around. So for some of these kids, they might not get a chance for the rest of the season now. So looking at it from that perspective, I'm not saying we should have started an 11 of kids at all. I do understand why Casemiro played. I understand the point about Dalot. I understand why Rashford was played. It made sense. If Anthony hadn't have been played, there'd have been a lot of questions over it. I just think for me, it was that the bench was so strong. I was just like, do we not think that this 11 can get it over the line, kind of thing? That was where I was coming from, and it would have been nice.
Imagine he named a weekend team, and we got knocked out by Barnsley.
Yeah,
imagine the conversations that not just we'd be having, but imagine the media coverage.
Yeah, I do understand it, but I think that 11 was strong enough. That I think that they could have done that.
But it was before he made the changes. He did.
I just would have liked to have seen some of the kids playing. This
we
is their
win
only
7.
chance for some
I
of these
can't
kids.
believe. Do you know what? The fact we're even still on this topic, I don't even know. This is Angelina's fault. What
I'm
have
sorry,
you had for
guys.
breakfast?
I'm sorry.
I don't
I'm
understand.
sorry.
7-0.
Listen,
no injuries.
7-0,
minutes in
amazing.
the time.
Amazing. Anthony got his little pity penalty. Marcus Rashford got on the score sheet. Ray.
Oh, dear.
It was a pity penalty.
Wait, all right,
Rashford
Angela,
gave him the
wait. We
penalty.
need to get into this. We have got a lot on the show. We're not going to. I promise we're going to move past this because we did win 7-0. The whole point of the Inside Devils is we're going to display the myths and not bring the negativity in. That's for them. We're not doing it. But Angelina, we need to question you here.
Okay, that's fine.
What's happening? Tell us how you feel.
Pity penalty is harsh. Pity penalty is harsh.
It was. When it was that Carabao Cup semi-final.
What about how's it not a confidence-boosting penalty? Why's it got to be a pity penalty?
Rashford gave it to him. He needed it. Fair enough, confidence. But, when he played for Brazil in the 2022 World Cup, he didn't take a penalty against Croatia, which, fair enough, he was young. I'm not hating on him for it. But the Carabao Cup quarter-final... Was it? No, semi-final, sorry. The semi-final, he didn't look even likely that he was going to take one. So it clearly was a confidence-boosting penalty that he definitely needed. But it was a pity penalty. Let's call a spade a spade.
Chucking away there, Cookie.
Let's call a spade a spade. He needed it, but it was a pity penalty. I'm sorry.
Crookie, is Angelina's place on this panel now at risk?
Honestly, I can't believe it. I actually put out a meme last night of the 7 dwarves. I was that happy that United had scored 7 goals. I feel guilty now for enjoying this moment. I was sending screenshots of the scorers list to the kids.
I saw as well, Ryan, online, people were saying, going to tell the kids, because it's obviously the BAR for Barcelona, going to tell them this was prime Barcelona.
100%. So I've got a kid on the way, and I'll be telling him about that famous night against Barcelona. I'll be telling him, don't you worry. I was running around the living room.